Hi, my name is Vanessa van Dijk, and in this video I'm going to show you how to use Roche-Posay Hyalu B5 Serum. And at first I would like to go over the benefits, then for whom it is suitable and the time of use. Then I want to head into an example morning and evening skincare routine, and lastly show you the application on my face. And as always, you'll find the timestamps and example skincare routines in the description box down below. Now, this is an hyaluronic acid with panthenol serum. Hyaluronic acid helps to hydrate, soothe and plump the skin, while panthenol helps to soothe and strengthen the skin barrier. They've also included metacasicite, which is a great antioxidant to protect the skin from the environment, and lastly dimethicone to give you a lightweight, still breathable seal to lock everything in. And this already means that if you like to, you can use the serum on its own, as it contains everything that it needs. And when using it, it is suitable for all skin types. You can use it daily in the morning and or evening on its own or along with any other skincare products. Hyaluronic acid does not exfoliate the skin, it just hydrates and plumps the skin primarily. And therefore you can also use it along with your exfoliating acid products that you may be currently using. Now, I want to share with you an example morning and two example evening skincare routines to not only go over the order of application, but to demonstrate what a routine can look like and how you can combine it with individual treatments. Just remember to always pick the right treatments for your skin type and skin concerns. The simpler you can keep it, the better. And I do not recommend having unprotected sun exposure. So wearing sunscreen throughout the day, even if it's cloudy, really helps to prevent premature aging, damaging the skin any further, getting hyperpigmentation, or even in the worst case scenario, skin cancer. Now, I want to head into my example morning skincare routine, keeping the main focus towards Roche-Posay products. And you can see it right here, starting off with the cleansing step that's suitable for your skin type. After that, pat the skin dry. Then you can move on to the application of your hyaluronic acid serum, apply to the skin, leave it on the skin. And then as an optional step, you can follow with additional treatments afterwards, like for example, vitamin C serum or even their Effaclar Duo Plus, to just give you an idea. And this would be the order of application, and lastly your sunscreen. Now, if you're a person that likes to wear makeup, especially throughout the day, well then, after you have applied your sunscreen, wait 10 to 15 minutes for your sunscreen to set, and then move on to your makeup application to make sure that the protection of the sunscreen isn't going to move around too much, otherwise the protection can become quite uneven. Then for an example evening skincare routine, I've prepared one with an exfoliant, the other one with a retinol. So when using an exfoliant, use it after your cleansing step before applying your hyaluronic acid serum. And then lastly, if still needed, depending on the overall routine and setup for your skin type and skin concerns, you can follow with a moisturizer afterwards. Now just remember, how often you're going to use the exfoliant depends on your skin tolerance and what else you may be using. Then on the other hand, if you have a retinol at home, well, then this would be a setup. After your cleansing step, use your hyaluronic acid serum, then move on to, for example, Roche-Posay retinol serum or their retinol cream, and then, if still needed, follow with a moisturizer afterwards. So again, remember, with your retinol, the frequency is important based on your skin tolerance as well as what else you may be using. Do not use the exfoliant and the retinol in the same routine. And there you have already a great setup of what you could recreate at home. Now, if you want to go over the products that I have picked, you want to know for whom they are suitable and what they do for the skin. Well, in my PowerPoint, which is in the description box down below, after the example routines, you'll find the product description box part where I've listed all the products with a brief explanation next to it. I try to keep it as simple and informative as possible. After that, you'll find the general skincare tips guide on how you can do a patch test, how you can properly wash your face to avoid skincare pilling, layering tips, and then lastly a sunscreen application and removal guide. So remember, it's all in the PowerPoint, which you can download in the description box down below. But now let's head into the application. Now we're going to get started with the first and most important step, and this is properly washing your face to ensure proper layering, absorption and avoiding skin sensitivities. And this already starts off by choosing the right cleanser for your skin type and needs. Then when using water, use lukewarm water to warm water around body's temperature, but avoid hot water, otherwise you may dry out your skin. When washing your face above the sink, I highly recommend using a soft, clean, damp washcloth to remove last traces of your cleanser, sunscreen and or makeup. makeup. And then lastly, pat the skin dry. Now as an example, I'm going to use Roche-Posay Effaclar Purifying Foaming Gel Cleanser, which is more suitable if you have an oilier skin type. And it also needs to be applied to wet skin. So this is now what I'm going to do. Let's get started. Then use about a coin-size amount of cleanser in the palm of your hand. Rub your hands together, and then with your regular water-based cleanser, massage it all over your face and neck for about 30 seconds. Now rinse it off. Then take your damp washcloth . Now I recommend rinsing again. Now when you wash your face, the skin absorbs some water, making it damp on the inside and wet on the outside. However, it's important to avoid applying hyaluronic acid to wet skin. This is because wet skin can hinder the proper absorption of hyaluronic acid, leading to a dry or tight sensation, skincare peeling, or even sensitivities when combined with other products. To ensure optimal absorption, take a clean towel and gently pat all over your face to remove the excess water droplets from the skin surface. Once you're done with your cleansing step, go ahead, grab Roche-Posay Hyaluronic Acid Serum and apply it to the skin. I recommend using between 3 to 5 drops. 3 drops just for your face, an additional 2 drops if you want to include your neck. And you can dispense the product in the palm of your hand, fingertips, or immediately onto your face and then start gently blending it all over. Rub your hands together. And once you have applied it all over, you're going to leave it on the skin. There's no need to wash it off. Now, if this is going to be your evening skincare routine, you can stop right here. There you have it. However, otherwise you can follow with a moisturizer if needed. But if you want to include some additional treatments as well, once you have applied your hyaluronic acid serum, the next step would be your additional treatments, and then during daytime your sunscreen. Now I'm going to immediately move on to the sunscreen step, as I do think that it's quite important to wear during daytime if you have sun exposure, even on cloudy days, to properly protect the skin. And as an example, I'm going to use Roche-Posay Anthelios UV Mune 400. Before you're going to use it, give it a good shake. Then apply your sunscreen 10 to 15 minutes before sun exposure. And for your face, neck and ears, the general guide that I provide in my example routines, which is about half a teaspoon, can work really well with this specific sunscreen. If you should have a more creamier-like texture or gel, then you may need to adjust the amount a bit so that you can achieve an even finish, but yet feels comfortable on the skin. I have half a teaspoon right here, just to give you a visual guide. Then I'm going to dispense it in the palm of my hand, so about that much. Then rub your hands together and apply it evenly all over, including around the eyes if it does not cause any sensitivities. If it does cause sensitivities, avoid the eye area and wear sunglasses instead, or you may want to change to different sunscreen that you can tolerate around the eyes. And once you have applied it all over, then this would be the last step in your morning skincare routine. However, remember that if you're a person that likes to wear makeup, now give it 10 to 15 minutes to set and then move on to your makeup application. And then this would be a very simple, straightforward example morning skincare routine that if you like to, you can recreate at home. Now, when it comes to the reapplication of your sunscreen, it depends on your day-to-day activities. If you only have a little bit of like a sun exposure, only just for a few minutes, and by the end of the day it may sum up to half an hour, 1 hour, well then once you have applied it properly in the morning, it should last you for the entire day. However, if you have like really intense sun exposure for several hours where you cannot seek any shade, or you're doing intense exercises, you know, where you sweat a lot, where the sunscreen can rub off, or even after swimming, well then go with their specific guide to reapply it every 2 hours or after those specific activities to maintain that protection. So remember, it's very individual and therefore you need to then adjust it. Now this is what I wanted to share with you, and I do hope that you enjoyed this video. Remember, the example skincare routines are in the PowerPoint for you in the description box to download if you want to recreate the routines at home. And if you enjoyed this video, if you find it helpful, please don't forget to like, share and subscribe. And if you want to see more educational skincare content, go ahead and check out my YouTube channel. And I hopefully will see you there. Happy skincaring!